Welcome to another episode of Baby Narc. Yesterday, he blasted me with his extremely long text telling me how awful I am, how in love with his ex-wife he is, how I have no right to talk about her sister Samantha, on and on and on. And I said that at the end of the text, the way he manipulates me, after making it sound like he's breaking up with me and he hopes I drop off of the face of the earth or something, throughout the whole text. But then at the end, he's like, I just need a few days to get my head straight and think about us, that kind of thing. And I said that he'll be back because he always comes back. He's like the fucking herpes. And, I had another outbreak of him this morning. So, no, actually, that's not true. He had sent the text message last night. I was asleep. So, he didn't even wait 24 hours this time. And I'm guessing the reason why, because, he loves to ghost me. That is his forte. He loves not interacting with me. So, usually when he gets mad at me, he disappears for a long time. He's even gone months before. But I think that the absolute violence inside his text message was so extreme this time that he probably panicked and thought, uh-oh, that was pretty harsh. That might be the thing that might send her away. Because, as time has gone on, I'm not a total doormat. I'm kind of a doormat. I'm not the outside doormat by the front door that's really scratchy that you wipe your feet on. I've graduated now to the indoor doormat that's a little bit softer. So he is starting to realize that I'm not going to take all of his bullshit. I still take a lot of it, but he is starting to get the message that I'm waking up to his shenanigans. So that's what I think. I always say it, trust your feelings. I had a feeling even yesterday when I was making this video and laughing about the fact that, he'll be back in a few days. I even had that feeling. I was like, he might call me today and realize, wow, I'm on thin ice. And I think he did. So his text message, now of course it wasn't nice. It wasn't his love bombing. It was still reiterating that it was my fault that I wouldn't let Samantha come over to my place, and how I shouldn't be jealous of her. And like I said, I need to make a video so I can tell you all about her and why I'm jealous of her. There's another thing that narcissists do, and it's called triangulation. Hope I'm saying that right. Triangulation. And they like to pit people together, not put people together, because they ain't about togetherness. They like to pit us. They love they love drama. Okay, so that's their driving force. But they love when they're the center of attention, especially in something dramatic. So for him, having two women fight over him. Now, whether she actually fights over him or not, I don't think so. I don't think she's into him. I really don't. Once again, I'll tell you all about her, but he knows how I feel about her. So, and as strong as I feel about her, so it's probably enough power in that and energy and negativity that he can feed off of that. So, he loves it when I'm upset about her. He does. He loves it. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. I just don't do that. In fact, I feel physically ill when I know that I've hurt somebody. Even him. Even when I've lashed out and gotten my revenge on him. I start feeling bad about it. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. That was fucked up. And I don't like, because I'm an empath, so I feel people's pain. So if I'm giving them that pain, then damn it, I gotta feel it too. Fuck. So, but he doesn't feel any kind of thing like that. He only feels whatever he feels, whatever. So, in his text message that he sent last night, in the middle of the night, he operates a lot in the middle of the night. He's a vampire. Now, he has a job. He delivers pizzas. I'm not laughing. Hey, you know what? I don't care what you do for a living as long as you show up every day and get that money. But that's also another thing. Talk about that later too. Oh my gosh, I have so many things to tell you. I need to write it all down so I don't forget. He feels really bad about himself because he's a musician and he was a quasi-famous musician for a little short period of time in his younger days, and that is another driving force about his shame and anger and hating everyone and thinking the world is against him and that everybody's got a boot on his neck and he's never going to be able to get anywhere because we're all holding him down. I hold him down. Yeah, I give him money. Yeah, I hold him down in those ways. Of course, he didn't say it. So his, like I said, his job makes him kind of be a vampire, but I wonder too, you guys are going to have to start commenting on my videos because I want to get to the bottom of this narcissism deal. It seems to be some sort of an epidemic. I mean, it's weird. It's weird how it's very, like, people tell the same stories. Like, that's weird. I mean, I know the human experience, we all mirror each other and kind of do the same thing. We kind of have that hive mentality, but it's weird with narcissists, man. It's almost like they're robots and they just follow a script. It's fucking weird. But I'd like to hear from you guys what you think about narcissists and their time of day. Like I said, mine, he operates at night. It's kind of weird. Now, of course, some of that is manipulation because, once again, he doesn't want to have a conversation with me. He doesn't even want to have a conversation with me, really, even when we're talking about good things. He dominates the conversation, and any interjection I have, bad, good, even if I'm agreeing with him, he doesn't really want to hear it. Another thing about him, and we'll talk about this too, is me and him both are convinced that he's got Asperger's. And it kind of runs in his family too, and autism. And, I think that's another disconnect that he has, not just with me, but with other people. And yeah, it's a weird thing. He doesn't like conversations. He doesn't like anything where the other person has, an interjection, whether it be physically, like I'm always the one to grab his hand. I'm always the one to put my arms around him. I'm always the one to lean in for a kiss. It's all me. And, and I'll even be holding his hand and then he'll be the first one to let go. And I'm like, God, you fucking suck, dude. Like, why am I giving you all this love? Love is a commodity. If, I do give him money, but if I gave him all of my money and I didn't have any and now I'm broke and fucked up and left empty, well, love is the same thing. Love is an actual thing. And if you're spending all of it on some fucker that doesn't give any of it back, then it's the same thing. I mean, if he eats me out of house, he does. He eats me out of house and home and then doesn't buy anything from the store or buys very little. The more he takes and doesn't give back, that means that I now don't have anything, Anyway, I know I get off on these tangents. So, yeah, his operating in the middle of the night as a vampire is part of the manipulation, because in that way he can send me text messages and voicemails and even videos too. And then because he knows I'm asleep, you know. So and then here's another part of, I swear I'm getting good at this. I'm really getting good at deciphering his ulterior motives. I'm getting pretty good at it. So the other thing I think is, um, I think that when he sent me something in the middle of the night and then I read it or watch it, listen to it the next morning, then if it's something that I don't like, then he can, when I do respond to it, then he can ignore me, or he'll say, and this is, he's a crazy maker. He's definitely a crazy maker. He'll be like, "What are you talking about?" I'll be like, "That voicemail message that you sent that was like 5 minutes long? Yeah, I'm responding to that right now." He's like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I was probably fucked up." He always says that too. And he uses everything for manipulation. He'd use a glass of water for manipulation if he could. He uses his drug addiction as an excuse. There have probably been many times, if I was a little camera on the wall that watched everything he does, I bet you there's so many underhanded, weird, seedy, dark, sinister, just lying, weird stuff that he does. And I bet you that there's been many times that he wasn't drunk or high, and he used that as an excuse and said he was for his behavior. Because he's learned about me that I feel so sorry for him that he's an addict. I'm sure that if I would have been like, "Ew, no, I can't deal with that," and then just departed his life totally, or if I would have stayed in his life, but I would have, really been like, because I do talk about rehab a lot, but I don't hammer it the way he says I do. Is that all you talk about? No, it's not. But if I was a normal person who was disgusted by his addictions, I would not be so forgiving, and he probably wouldn't try to manipulate me with saying that he's fucked up in some sort of way. In fact, he'd probably try to hide it, because he's a little good hider. He hides stuff. He's a little secretive guy. And, and I'm sure that everyone in his life, he has a certain, script that he plays with that person. Because how would he? I mean, the script that he uses on me isn't going to necessarily work on somebody else. Now, he'd hit the fucking lottery with me, because I am, although not now because I'm so pissed and angry, but I am so sweet and so forgiving and so non-judgmental, and the first one to say I'm sorry and the last one to do anything hurtful on purpose. Anything that I do on purpose is to lash out, is to just be so frustrated and get my revenge. Yeah, so he really hit the lottery with somebody like me, and I feel so sorry for him, and I've been there for him, and I've done things for him, and he knows that I'm not going anywhere. But I'm starting to give those vibes off, that he can tell that I'm getting ready for my grand exit. He can feel it. Another thing I want to ask you guys about Narcissist is, I swear this man is psychic. Or he and I are linked psychically. And whether you believe in that or not, I don't know. But he, I always tell you that I can feel him, but I can feel everybody. It's just how I am. But he feels me, and he senses me. and he'll say things that I was thinking, and I don't just mean like, hey, I feel like getting a hamburger. No, I mean, like, it's kind of weird. And whenever I start getting to that point where I'm about to walk away, and I know it seems like I've never gotten to that point, 4 years. I mean, my gosh, it's like, well, why haven't you fucking left this piece of absolute garbage? So it kind of sounds like I've never done anything like that, but I have. I've done little things, but I haven't totally left. But every time, even if I haven't even done anything yet, even if I'm like we're doing great and getting along really well, but I have those feelings of, I'm done with you, dude. Man, he can feel it. And he'll say and do little things where I know he can feel it. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, other than flat out asking me what's wrong. I mean, he does do that. And it kind of freaked me out at first because I thought I was a pretty good little hider too. I thought I was able to kind of hide some of those feelings. But I guess not. I'm probably one of those people that's written all over my face. But yeah, he senses me. So last night, so he didn't wait 12 hours. Well, maybe it was 12 hours, but he just, only about half a day went by and he was contacting me again. Here's the thing though. So a few months ago, we were talking, getting along, and I was telling him, that I'm in love with him. And, he doesn't tell me those kinds of things unless he's love bombing me. There's always a reason for him expressing his love to me. And we were just talking, we were just getting along, and I love to tell him I love him. I want to be in love with a man. I would like to be in love with a man who loves me back. But, love is, I told you, Brian is the second guy I've been in love with. So I love those feelings of love. It's really important. It's not something I experience regularly. And, I mean, what's the point of being with somebody if you can't, look him in the eyes and just be so sweet and say, I love you, baby. I appreciate you. I'm glad I'm with you. And, we're going to make it. We're going to do good. We're going to be together. And so I was doing that. And he said something. And usually I remember verbatim all of the nasty little digs that he gives to me. But I don't remember this one. So I don't know what he said, but it triggered me. And I said, well, I mean, I could never be just friends with you. And wow, that made an impact on him. He's like, what do you mean you won't be my friend? Aren't you my friend now? And I said, well, yeah, baby, yeah, of course I'm your friend. Yeah, I love you. But see, when I say I'm his friend to him, I don't mean we're buddies. I mean, this is a man I'm in love with. That kind of friendship that, that's deeper than just, hey, dude, what's up? And I think that maybe in his mind to him, I'm just a, hey, dude, what's up? I'm just another member of his entourage. I just happen to be is it called bottom bitch? That, which doesn't make sense, but is it in like a like pimps and hoes? What's the top hoe? The one that the pimp like is kind of his girlfriend. Well, anyway, out of his entourage, I'm that. I'm the top hoe or bottom bitch. What doesn't make any sense, but whatever I am, I'm the president of his fan club. Oh yeah, he's got a fan club. Or he thinks he does, or wants to. So he kind of alluded to the fact that, so if I said it, he says, so if we're not together, then you won't talk to me? You won't be my friend? That's fucked up. And I mean, yeah, yeah, but I explained to him very sweetly because it was one of those moments where he wasn't triggering me and I was still, all about him and like, baby, I love you. And I said, no, it's just that, I'm so in love with you that it would be really hard to only like not have that relationship with you anymore and only be friends, only be buddies, like just hang out with you. What am I going to hang out with you while you hang out with Samantha? I mean, or hang out with you like while you talk to me about other chicks. I mean, I can't do that. I'm too in love with you. I could not handle that. So he's like, so if we're not just fucking married, then you don't even want anything to do with me. I twist everything. And in kind of a way, he is right because once again, I mean, seriously, like, what are we gonna do? Talk about who he's dating, who I'm dating? Hardly see each other. I mean, we hardly see each other now. I mean, and he's so shitty to me now. Can you imagine how shitty he'd be to me as his friend? I mean, basically, I think what he would want is, hey, I still need that supply of your love, support, undying loyalty, and money. That's probably what he really means. That's probably what triggered him, when it panicked him. He probably thought, oh shit, so if I'm not, really digging on this chick and we're not like in a relationship, then she's gonna fucking bounce. And then, where am I gonna get all of this love from? Oh, that's another thing that I'm learning about. There's all these words now. I mean, shoot, there's even like a dictionary of like narcissistic terms. But there's this other thing called supply. And I kind of don't like the word, but I guess it's true because that's what I do. I supply him with love and understanding and forgiveness because a narcissist is constantly in shame. So the opposite of that is forgiveness. So if everything he does, I forgive, then where is he going to get that from? And I'm not saying I support this man. I don't. We don't live together or anything like that. And I wouldn't say on a regular basis he's hitting me up for money. It's not like that. But I mean, I do give him money and he doesn't pay me back and he doesn't ever mention it again. So I always know that if I give him money, that I'm giving it to him. And I bought him gifts. He's never bought me anything. Never. And I'll tell you another thing about narcissists. I'm telling you, there should be like a dictionary, a narcissist dictionary. Maybe we should all get together and write that. So, he, oh shoot, now I forgot what I was going to say. Damn. As far as like, money and stuff, he works me in such a way where, he makes it sound like, okay, so for one, recently he wanted to borrow money and he says, I told you he's a musician, and he says, I'll give you my amp as collateral. What, my fucking pawn shop? And I was so, it was so icky him saying that. And, that's his druggy lifestyle. Is they all, hey man, if you give it to me now, I'll hit you up later, that kind of thing. And, I mean, it's not even a narcissist thing. It's a fucking junkie thing. And, ew. And when he like did that to me, I was like, dude, I'm not your dealer. If I have the money, I'll give it to you. And if I don't, I'm sorry, but don't work me like that. And it was just so gross. I have to say, and this sounds mean. I feel mean saying it, but he's starting to gross me out. He, and I'll tell you another thing, and this is really, really mean. I feel bad saying it. It kind of hurts my heart. But he's changed physically. Now, I'm not going to say he was the best looking guy to begin with. it's funny, I don't really like good looking guys, like technically good looking. I don't like the chiseled jaw and the big muscles and the, you know, perfect plastic looking haircut and guys who use skin products, although they should. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying I'm just not kind of into that, like, actors on TV, like what everybody thinks is so hot. Like I usually kind of gravitate toward kind of guys that have something fucked up about them. Because, I like to rescue people. And so I wouldn't say he was the best looking guy in the world to begin with, but I gotta tell you that the drugs and time and his lifestyle and when he's doing drugs, you have to understand it's not like he's doing drugs and then eating a healthy salad. It's not like he's doing dope and then also making sure to take his vitamins. It's not like he's, out in the sunshine at the park playing frisbee and working on his fitness and, uh, snorting some coke. I mean, it's that he does drugs and hardcore drugs, and he goes on benders that last. Well, I guess I call it a bender. I guess to him it's just they were business as usual. But he'll be on drugs for 3 to 5 days is usually his norm, and he probably hasn't had a sip of water. He won't eat. He won't sleep. And sleep deprivation, that's how they do you in like the military is they, really fuck with your head by not letting you sleep. And so he's out of his fucking mind, even if he wasn't on drugs. If a person didn't sleep, eat, or drink water for 5 days straight, they're gonna be fucking torn up. And then you add the hard drugs on top of it. So he he just that druggy mentality, and it's not even a narcissist thing. That's the sad thing. That's what I keep telling myself, that I've got to get away from this guy because he's never going to change. Best case scenario is that he did get absolutely 100% sober. Like actually went to rehab. It actually worked. He didn't ever have one, poisonous chemical in his body for the rest of his life. He's still a narcissist. And, I told you I'll make another video about this, but he's got some other mental illnesses too, diagnosed, and some diagnosed by me. He's a hot mess. And so his looks, and here's the other thing. Okay, I don't want to get into this because I want to make a specific video about this, but and I don't know if you believe in all this kind of stuff, but he's got some demonic energy around him, and I'll tell you all about that. I mean, he's had some experiences, and over this 4-year time, and whenever I get really sad about him, I've kept every video that he's ever sent me. I even have it on I had to get another phone, and so I have videos on an old phone, and I'll get psycho because he's turned me into a psycho. He's a psycho, no, I'm psycho. Ooh, that's another thing about narcissists that I want to ask you about. Do you guys feel that they breed more narcissists? I mean, I don't mean just like your family, like if your dad's narcissist and then he makes the kid a narcissist, because, but I mean like hanging around with them. Do you think that happens? I mean, I feel like he's changed me. Now he's changed me for the better too. But, and I'll tell you all about that, but, yeah, he's made me obsessed with him. And I'm really, well, I don't know, maybe I am like that, but I don't think so. It's weird. But his looks, I was going to say, whenever I get really sad about him, I go and watch all these old videos of, when he's being sweet. Of course, quote unquote being sweet means love bombing. It's all, it's all fake, but I can't help myself. He's my drug. Shit. Um, and, uh, and I'll be up 4 days straight watching his videos. No, I'm just kidding. But I watched these videos and it really kind of hit me that how his looks have changed. Yeah, it's kind of sad, and I'm really starting to see. I told you narcissists wear masks, and this video is getting long, so I'm gonna cut it off here in a minute and talk about masks in a minute. But now that his mask is fully off, I mean, I see everything now. He didn't even look like himself anymore, and I'm starting to kind of get grossed out by him. Even his skin is kind of grossing me out. His lips are kind of it's kind of grossing me out. Okay, I'm going to end this video there. Okay, bye.